Hi, I'm Lavinia Butler, and welcome to Luvricand Company. Today we have such a wonderful, exciting, and different show. We're out of the studio. Usually we're in the studio, but we're here on location in Franklin, Tennessee, at the beautiful residence of the Key of Life Learning Center. It's a marvelous learning center, and we're here to talk to you about it today and introduce to you the owner and founder, and she's everything about Key of Life, Virginia Harper. And we'll tell you all about some wonderful guests that she has and the Key of Life and everything. Well, welcome, Virginia.
Thank you.
And welcome, Warren.
Thank you.
And we'll hear a lot about Warren and from him in just a moment. But first, Virginia, and I'm going to call you Jenny,
Yes.
because that's what I'm used to calling you and
Okay.
saying this Jenny. And tell us about the Key of Life and what brought you to founding such a wonderful organization as the Key of Life and about macrobiotics, which is what it's all about, I know.
Yes, it is. Well, the Key of Life Learning Center was founded about 2 years ago as a nonprofit organization to get education out to the community. I had been doing macrobiotics and practicing myself for about 20 years due to illnesses, and I needed information and guidance on how to reclaim my health. And slowly the Key of Life Learning Center developed because people would approach me from the beginning to see what I was doing that was making me well. And so it was easy to pass on the information I was learning.
Well, now you said making you well. If you don't mind sharing with us, what kind of illness did you have and what is macrobiotics?
Okay, good questions. I had basically two incurable conditions. One was a blood condition called Takaysu arteritis, and that's a mouthful.
It is.
To mean that my blood was not of good quality and would cause me to have strokes. And I had a stroke when I was 19. So it really got my attention. And then I developed or got diagnosed with Crohn's disease, which is very prevalent today as an intestinal ailment, to where you quit digesting food and your intestines break down chronically until you have to have surgery usually. So this is what I was faced with at a very young age. And no real answers besides medical, just provided drugs and surgery. And that was not acceptable to me. So as I searched, and my family searched, we came across macrobiotic lifestyle, if you will, which is a way of looking at your life, your habits, and the food you intake on a daily basis for nourishment to support the life you need and want to live.
So wait a minute. So macrobiotics is the study of whole foods.
Yes.
And
the way it affects your body. Exactly.
So you heal. I mean, and I don't use this word lightly because I know doctors and people don't like for you to say heal, but I'm using heal because it's my show.
Okay. And I agree with you. Good.
And so you healed yourself from eating whole foods and foods that help different organs and function and cleanse your blood and system of your body.
Yes.
And you healed yourself from Crohn's disease and that long word of that other blood disorder that, just from eating, just changing your lifestyle.
Yes, exactly.
Wow, isn't it? That's amazing.
Yes, and these are foods that were traditional in our culture, but we've just gone away from it, and now we live in such a fast-paced life, and everything's easy and rushed, and that's what's breaking down our bodies. And so these are foods that are cooked in a particular way and balanced in your eating in a particular way, and they're clean foods, non-contaminated foods.
Foods that are grown organic.
Organic and non-processed.
You would be surprised. A lot of people don't know what organic is, unfortunately, because I was talking to someone recently, and I asked them. I said, well, I eat mainly organic vegetables and all and I don't buy them from Kroger because those are sprayed with pesticides. Now, I'm sorry, I don't mean to be down in Kroger, but as I just like organic foods, that foods that don't have chemicals on them and so forth. But could you tell us more about what the Key of Life, some of the things you're doing? Since you've healed yourself, and how you do look good.
Thank you.
And that was how many years ago?
Oh goodness, I've been practicing now for 25 years.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
This was 25 years ago.
Yes.
You had a deadly blood disorder and intestines had practically closed down and surgeries and
Yes.
so forth, and just
Exactly.
wasted away or let the doctors tell it.
Right.
And then you just was introduced to a better way of life.
Yes.
And here 25 years later, wow.
Yeah.
You-
And
this
all
is
it
wonderful.
took is for me to do it.
Wow. Well, tell us more about what the Key of Life and your special guest with us
Okay,
today.
I'll be more than glad to. It is a learning center. It is to provide educational information to people who end up with diagnoses and prognoses like the way I did at such a young age. We take all ages, we take deal with all different conditions, and it's a way of people being empowered to make better choices about what they're dealing with, basically. And so in the Learning Center, we provide not only cooking classes to learn how to use whole foods, but we provide private also cooking classes. We do personalized consultations where we follow with you with a form of program where you have accessibility to our teachers in our kitchen and where we get the foods, things like that. So it's very supportive atmosphere. We do potlucks, lecture around town, just wherever anybody's willing to listen, we'll speak up. But these programs are designed to start a person and support them through the changes. We also provide some cooked meals that we do deliver or people pick up twice a week, which is balanced, full macrobiotic meal. That it means just a basic concept of cooking organically in a balanced way, seasonally.
Now you're cooking this every week. You're cooking these meals twice a week.
Yes.
And people can pay for them but you know, I'm not mentioning the cost. I'm just saying that people can purchase them and get those meals every
Yes.
Tuesday,
And,
Thursday?
Tuesday and Thursdays are the days we're doing them right now.
Nice.
Yes.
So
it
if you don't
does
want to
help.
cook and you want some good whole foods.
Right. Mainly they're designed as an educational program to have people be comfortable with the meals they're getting and seeing the balance on their plate. Okay? Because balance in America today is, you know, a steak and a soda. And this is a way of seeing their plate and what it should look like as far as vegetable and grains and things like that.
Okay. Well, you want to introduce us to your
Yes,
guests?
I would.
Because I know Key of Life, you have different guests who have come
Yes.
many times for cooking classes and lectures.
Yes.
And we are very grateful to have Warren with us. You want to introduce?
Yes. One of the projects, if you will, that we do at the Key of Life Learning Center is allow the students to hear from other people too, because the more information you get, the more you will learn what to do and the choices you have. And so this program started a few years ago where I would invite guest teachers to come on a quarterly basis, and I have gotten to know these teachers through the years. They were my teachers, many of them. So it's very exciting to be at this point and allow them to come to the Key of Life Learning Center to teach. And this quarter, we had Warren Kramer, who's a dear friend of mine. I've known Warren for 10 years or more. And Warren is internationally known and has traveled and cooked for people and taught through the years. And Warren did a weekend workshop on sugar and how to balance sugar and how to is the main cause of things like hypoglycemia and diabetes, and that's what this weekend workshop was about. So.
Well, now, Warren, tell us I know Jenny said you're well traveled and internationally known, and I know you were a student of the Cushy Institute.
Yeah, I'm on the faculty of the Cushy Institute.
Will you tell us what is the Cushy Institute? Now, I've heard so much about it. And it's Dr. Mishu?
Mitra Cushy.
Cushy, I'm sorry.
And he's not a doctor, but
to me, he is.
Yeah.
Anybody can heal and take care of these bodies. I'm telling you, this is very much so.
Yeah.
Well, you tell us about the
Yeah.
Kushi Institute.
Yeah, Michio and Aveline Kushi founded the Kushi Institute. It started in Boston, Massachusetts, actually in Brookline. It's now relocated out to Beckett, Massachusetts, which is out in the beautiful Berkshire Mountains. And again, it's a nonprofit organization for health education, for people to really create their own health. And they have regular ongoing programs there as well throughout the year. And actually recently a nice summer conference that was, Judy and I were both at in Vermont, at Green Mountain College in Poultney, Vermont. And classes, lectures, everything like that. And so I'm on the faculty of that institute. I usually teach there once a month. It's a couple hours from where I live in Boston. Yeah.
Wow. That is fantastic, and I've heard so much about it for the Kushi Institute for years, and maybe one of these days I'll get up that way.
Yeah, enjoy it.
Somewhere soon, because you can go up and spend a week or more and to do a cleansing and healing and counseling. Is that right, Carl?
Yeah, they have all different programs. Actually, recently they've incorporated a one-day program. They have on the weekend. You can just go up for a day seminar. They have weekend programs. They have you can go up for R&R, just relaxation. You don't have to take any classes. Just eat good food and walk around.
And see, I'm on R&R.
That's what we intend to provide here too.
Oh, well, now that's true, Jenny, because you have women's retreats and,
Yes,
and different things. Now tell us about those. You have your R&R here.
That's right, we bring it home. Yeah, throughout the year we try to provide some little getaways, and this is our third year to do a women's weekend retreat, and that has been very popular. It's a way for the female of the family to kind of get away and renew and be nurtured and come back fresh to face her family and work and everything else. So we do the meals, and we provide a couple of cooking classes during the weekend, and we do yoga, and we do meditation. It's just anything that's going to
Do you cook?
Yes, we do the whole
I might need
meal.
to sign up quick.
Yes, just fill up quickly. But yes, we provide all macrobiotic meals throughout the weekend.
Wow, what's
So by the second
wonderful.
day, your body's already feeling the difference.
Wow.
Yeah.
So a weekend of a women's retreat of eating whole foods throughout the whole weekend,
Yes.
yoga, exercise, and just lectures and relaxation. Oh,
Yeah.
yes. Sign me up, please.
Okay.
Seriously. So, we have to learn to take care of ourselves and to
Yes.
do that as women, because, we're taking care of working daily and children, husbands, and social, civic. and
Exactly.
It's like,
Yeah.
I always said that old commercial, Calgon, take me away.
Right.
So Jenny, take us away. So we'll come sign up for a weekend. Now that's the key of life. Now, anybody who's interested, how can they get in touch with you?
Well, they can go to the website,
Oh.
which is keyoflife.com.
Okay. Now that's key, not K-E-Y, but K-I.
K-I,
Now
yes.
key means
Energy,
energy.
yes.
K-I, the word key means energy. Oh,
Yes,
that's nice.
yes,
Energy
yes.
for life.
Yes.
That's wonderful.
Yes. And the number is 615-646-2841.
Perfect.
And I think you're going to have it posted at the end. So,
Yes.
And Diane, my assistant, will answer questions and
Okay.
get you signed up for any of the
Because I know a
programs.
lot of women would want to go do something like that, because that is absolutely fabulous.
Yes.
Now, Warren, tell me, I have to ask this, because here in Tennessee, diabetes and hypoglycemia are just running. I mean, every time I turn around, there's more and more people that are saying that they are diabetic. Or I was talking to a gentleman the other day, and he was telling me that he was pre-diabetic, and I was talking to even a relative of mine was saying that they think that they were hyperglycemia, and so I said, well, see, and it's constantly just happening, and so what causes that? And how can we kind of, I like preventive medicine. That's why, this is what this is all about to me.
Yes.
It's things to do to prevent things from happening, to get into the what. Then if you're in that, how can we get out of it in a holistic way?
Hypoglycemia and diabetes, as well as many other problems that people are experiencing in modern society, stem probably number one from a departure from whole cereal grain as principal food. In other words, there's a focus now, and for a number of years now, as animal protein as the centerpiece, so to speak, of a meal. And that, number one, the focus of animal protein so much, and number two, the rise in simple sugar consumption over the years, which also includes a lot of refined sweeteners, artificial flavors, etc. All these things have led to a, so to speak, a weakening of many of the organs in the body, the kidneys, the pancreas, the liver, etc. And and also our lifestyle doesn't help any too. Our not so much activity. So a combination of things have led to that. But mainly, we take a look at our diet, which is really focused on animal protein as principal food. This is, I think, the cause.
Well, that is so interesting. I have a friend who she's vegetarian, and she's always talking about, how can I say about people eating them dead animals?
Mm-hmm.
And I never thought about it like that. Chicken, pigs, cows, goats, and every other kind of animal. It is, and I had never looked at it that way. But that's a way, just saying it blatantly like that. But that is a true, and you're right. And people do plan their meals around, okay, what kind of meat do I have?
Yeah.
And then everything else comes second.
Probably if we treated animal food more as a supplement, or in other words, a condiment, a smaller amount in proportion to everything else, we probably wouldn't have the amount of trouble we have. I'm not necessarily saying that everybody has to go vegan tomorrow.
Right,
well, that would be
right.
okay too.
Well,
but I think if people really change the image of how they look at the meal, and now also that's being reflected in the food pyramid and the guidelines that have been recently set and restructured, that really, animal food is a smaller percentage, so to speak, of that pyramid.
that's exactly right, because I've seen the new pyramid, whereas grains are at the bottom, which is the largest part.
That's right.
So your plate should be more so grains and then vegetables and so forth first and foremost, and then you go up to that protein stage and so forth. And protein also includes tofu and a lot of other good things too.
That's right.
And so forth. So you're exactly right. The national HHS, Health and Human Services, has put out a new food pyramid, whereas your teaching is right on target to exactly what both of you are saying, and your teaching is that whole grains are the base of what we should be eating, and the vegetables and all, and then just a small amount, if so, of the other, different, your choice of protein.
Yeah.
So that's exactly right. And the sugar, I didn't realize that there is a lot of in vegetables and so forth there. I mean, in some grains, there's a small amount of sugar. Is that correct? Am I right?
Yeah, I mean.
Or it turns into sugar.
Right.
But it's still basis and best for your body.
Complex.
But if you eat complex sugars, as opposed to eating a piece of pie.
Refined sugar.
Refined sugar.
Yeah.
Right, ending a meal with a big piece of pie. You just killed everything you tried to do. But that's the whole thing about learning and changing lifestyles. Because I know the Tennessee Department of Health and Commissioner Robinson, who is Dr. Robinson, he's a medical doctor from Harvard, and he's the commissioner, and he's leading the State Department of Health and trying to make sure people are aware of just some of these same things nationwide, that we have to change our lifestyle.
Right.
Like he has a program, Life Start Lifestyle, where we're focusing on children from 0 up, that you got to start them off healthy.
Yes.
And then we need to change our own lifestyles also. And I have to admit that I've been listening to it, and to Jenny. And I have changed my lifestyle of eating, because you can tell I'm still healthy, but I'm 22 pounds lighter right now than I was a few months ago, so I'm happy about that. And working on it, and I wear my pedometer. and exercise. And I look forward to exercising. Matter of fact, I'm upset when I can't go exercise.
Yeah.
When it used to be, I said, oh, who wants to exercise?
It becomes a habit. Like
Yes,
everything
it does. And eating healthier, and I go to make better choices. And I'm learned when it's restaurants. When I go to restaurants, I'll go and look and see what kind of vegetables they have first.
Yeah.
And so I can load my plate up with vegetables, because my husband and daughter and I just recently went to a Sunday brunch, and I went to the buffet and looked at all of the vegetables first, salads, the dark greens and so forth, and then wanted to see what kind of good steamed vegetables, and loaded my plate up with that, and I did have a little salmon on the side. But because that's only, there's no protein, well, somehow people don't like tofu like I do, but.
Well, it's acquired taste.
It is.
Just like Whole Foods, our taste buds get really coated and dulled eating so many fatty, refined products. And but a body cleans out quickly. Mm-hmm. And in a few weeks, you're tasting the real taste of the food.
That's true.
And my children, I have 2 children, and grew up eating this way. Mm-hmm. And they always appreciated the natural taste of the food. They weren't into big casseroles and things like that until they got much older.
Oh, I know.
And I deal a lot with working with parents and children, because there's so much learned disability now. And so much of it is due to diet. And so a lot of the children can be prevented by from going on these heavy drugs. And in schools now, 9 out of 10 children are on some kind of, Ritalin or some kind of drug. And it's all what we're putting in our bodies. So just changing them at that age can affect the whole family, because the parents would be motivated to look at things.
It was a little commercial when I was in a little cartoon when I was young, that they used to say, you are what you eat from your head to your feet. and it was a little cartoon that, about healthy eating, and when I was young, and so I've always remembered that, and I've heard you say that, Warren, and that is so true, because I thought about it when I was a kid. They just said, we are what you eat from your head to your feet, and that's exactly right. And that was a couple of, just a couple of decades.
Well, the concept was there.
Yes, well, it is such a pleasure having you on Luvricand Company and talking to you today. And Jenny, now we want to say your phone number for the Key of Life Learning Center is www.keyoflife.com.
Yes, that's correct.
And that's 646-2841.
That's correct.
I have that memorized.
Good.
I enjoy. And Warren, the Cushy Institute is I'll say people contact Jenny.
Oh, sure. And there's classes all over the country, with different teachers like Warren. Warren teaches in the Boston area. And so there's many opportunities for people to get support in their local areas. And so once you make the decision and follow through with intention, then the support is there. So that's the hardest part, is to decide to do it.
Well, you are definitely a living witness. I mean, from what all you, at age 19, what all you went through physically with your body and surgeries and the drugs that you were on, by the doctors and prescription drugs and stuff, so forth, and then all of a sudden you just started eating whole foods and healthy foods, and here 25 years later.
Yeah. And within the first month, there was such a difference. I knew I was on the right track.
Wow, amazing. It's wonderful. Thank you both for being on Luvricand Company. Warren, we're so glad to have you in Nashville and in Tennessee. You definitely come back anytime. And Jenny, we'll see you at the women's retreat.
Oh yes, I'll put your name down there for sure. And bring some friends, and we'll just have a good party.
Everyone, and we enjoyed it so much. Now, but before we go off, one thing I do want to say too is that I know, Jenny, you have you didn't mention though your therapy that you do. I want to, I'd have to have the
Yeah.
Re-K, and, because see, that's something that I need to have everybody understand.
Right. Along with the food and lifestyle changes, we also try to provide here at the center body therapy to relax the body and open it up and let people be aware of their bodies, because we're a head society, you know, a society that runs around in our heads now, and our bodies are so stressed. So the body therapies include things like body massage, shiatsu, Reiki, essential oil treatments. So different body movements that make you aware of where your body's holding stress. Once you start releasing that through movement, breathing, exercise, then the food can really work wonders.
Wow.
Yes, and it all goes together. It's all puzzle pieces fitting in together to create your health.
See, I had to have you mention that, because, you know, in addition to the cooking and the therapy and the consultations and
Yes.
so forth, that therapy goes in with it, and it just helps.
Yeah, and usually I prescribe the body therapy, if you will, you know, a month or so after they've got the private consultation, which guides them step by step on what to do for the first few weeks a month. And then once they are comfortable with that, then bringing in the body therapy really works well together.
Okay, well, great, now I'm done.
Okay.
Thank you both again for being on Luvricand Co. And thank you for watching. We're on every Wednesday at 10 p.m., every Thursday at 4 p.m., and every Saturday morning 9:30 a.m. Thanks, see you again.